Welcome to the Office of the State Auditor 2025 Legislative Update. Today we'll review some of the bills adopted in the past legislative session that affect local governments. Changes from bills affecting the Little Manual, Uniform Accounting Manual, Reporting Requirements Manuals, State Compliance Audit Guide, Self-Evaluation Form, and Agreed Upon Procedures Report topics have already been incorporated into the 2025 revised versions of those publications, and can be found at resources.auditor.utah.gov. Consult with your legal counsel and relevant associations for more guidance on how these bills specifically will impact your organization. The first bill that we'll look at is HB 64, Public Official Bonding Amendments. This bill changes language in Utah State Code so that fidelity bonds can no longer be used in place of crime insurance. For all public officials and employees that were previously required to be bonded or have crime insurance is now the only allowable option. Required crime insurance coverage amounts are determined by the Utah Money Management Council. HB 77, Flag Display Amendments, prohibits a government entity or employee of a government entity from displaying a flag in or on the grounds of government property, except certain approved flags. A full list of flags that the Utah State Legislature have deemed appropriate for display in or on government property can be found in Utah Code 63G-1-704, subsection 3. This bill requires the state auditor to establish a process to receive and investigate alleged violations of this section and enforce compliance. Government entities that are found to be in violation that do not cure the violation within 30 days will be fined $500 per violation day. HB 139, Governmental Accounting Amendments, removes the specific financial certification language from the state code and gives the Office of the State Auditor authority to create and change the language in the financial certification form. Before you submit a financial certification for your financial report to the Office of the State Auditor, ensure you have downloaded the most recent version of the form from resources.auditor.utah.gov. HB 176, County Classification Amendments, modifies the population thresholds for county classifications. The new population thresholds are as follows. First-class counties, 1.15 million or more population. Second class, between 260,000 and 1.15 million. Third-class counties, between 40,000 and 260,000. Fourth class, between 12,000 and 40,000. Fifth class, between 5,000 and 12,000. Sixth class, less than 5,000. HB 237, Rollback Tax Amendments. This bill requires a county that collects rollback taxes to now restrict 100% instead of the previously required 20% of rollback taxes to be used for preserving or restoring open land and agricultural land in accordance with Section 17-41-602. If a county does not spend or obligate 100% of the rollback taxes within 10 years of collection, the county shall pay the balance to the Larray McAllister Working Farm and Ranch Fund created in Section 4-46-301. HB 444, Data Privacy Amendments, changes the title of State Privacy Officer to State Privacy Auditor. The State Privacy Auditor, appointed by the State Auditor, is now primarily responsible for auditing the privacy practices of governmental entities. The Utah Office of Data Privacy is now responsible for assisting governmental entities in identifying and implementing effective and efficient data privacy practices. HB 456, Tourism-Related Tax Reporting Amendments. This bill, along with SB 261, modifies provisions relating to transient room tax, or TRT, collection and expenditure. It broadens the permissible uses of TRT funds and allows counties to enter into interlocal agreements with municipalities within its boundaries to share TRT revenue. The bill also requires counties to provide detailed TRT reports to the Office of the State Auditor. These reports will be reviewed by the Office of the State Auditor for statutory compliance. The Office of the State Auditor will provide a report template for TRT reporting at resources.auditor.utah.gov. This bill also requires that a county's annual financial report includes a breakdown of expenditures for revenue generated by the transient room tax and for revenue generated by the Tourism, Recreation, Cultural, Convention, and Airport Facilities Tax, according to the allowable expenditure categories for each type of tax found in State Code. HB 504 Financial and Conflict of Interest Disclosures by Candidates Amendments requires that at the time a candidate for elective office in a county, municipality, or special district files for candidacy, they must now also file a Conflict of Interest Disclosure Statement. This statement is required to be submitted to the governmental entity's governing board and the filing clerk in the case of a special district, the town clerk or city recorder in the case of a municipality, or the county clerk in the case of a county. The relevant filing clerk or recorder for each entity type is required to provide a conflict of interest disclosure statement to each person seeking candidacy for an elected office that is to be divided into sections representing each item of information described in Utah Code 20A-11-1604, subsection 6A through 6P, and immediately beneath each section include a space for the candidate to provide a written response. They are also responsible for making the completed forms available to the public by posting them on the entity's website. SB 50 Limited Purpose Local Government Entities Board of Trustees Compensation Amendments eliminates the compensation limit for a member of a Board of Trustees of a limited purpose local government entity. It also requires that a limited purpose local government entity hold a public hearing on a proposed board member compensation increase before implementing the compensation increase. SB 338 Nonprofit Entities Amendments updates the definition of participating local entity found in Utah Code Section 67-3-12 to include governmental nonprofit corporations and subjects them to all transparency reporting requirements. All governmental nonprofit corporations are now required to submit both their annual employee compensation reports and quarterly revenue and expenditure reports to Transparent Utah. Thank you for watching the Office of the State Auditor's 2025 Legislative Update. If you have any questions about the information that was covered in this video, please reach out to either Seth Opson or Parker Van Erden with the Office of the State Auditor Local Government Division, or visit the State Auditor's website for additional resources.